Hi everybody and welcome back to Everything Lynn. I'm Lynn. On this platform we discuss trending topics, I give life advice based off of my own life experiences, and I also talk about my lock journey. I am 4A and fine hair type, so if you give yourself a moment, go ahead and check out that playlist if you're interested. Let's dive right into this video. So I came across a YouTube video the other day and the video title was Our Loneliness Epidemic. And I was like, ooh, not them coming for me today. Like, it's like, it just spoke to me. And I feel as though a lot of us young adults like are going through this right now. And we're just like, where are the people? Like they're everywhere and nowhere at all. Like where's the connection? Where are the vibes? Where are friends, you know? I made a video earlier touching on this fact, you know, like that people are finding it hard to make like long lasting relationships, long lasting connections with friends in our adult lives. And it was titled How to Make Friends as Adults, where I touched on this a bit, where like after high school, it gets so hard to connect with people. Like in high school, you're always around people your age, you know, like 8 hours of the day. And then even after that, you know, you're vibing, you're going for car rides. For us Floridians, people by the beach, you know, headed to the beach, headed to the movies, headed to the mall, wherever, but you always had a community. And then once you cross that stage, it's like, whoop, like you never realized it, but you will never be that close with those people ever again. And in fact, it will be entirely up to you to form new connections. Like you can't depend on school alone. Like you have to seek out different activities in which there are more people who are like-minded or around your age, etc., etc. So, you know, with the stresses of life, we have things like work going on. We have like just even daily life, you know, it just takes away from being able to make the time to go out and form these connections. And a lot of us wind up feeling very lonely at the end of the day, you know, like past scrolling through TikTok and getting our connection via social media, like artificial connection in that way. Like there's nothing really past that in which I can like just call somebody up and go over to their house and chill and vibe like we used to. So in this young woman's video, she stated like the scenario in which like that really hit her, that she is alone, you know, where she was feeling sick, like her health was deteriorating. And then on top of it all, you know, like her landlord suddenly came in, announced that the rent was being hiked and that she's gonna have to move out, you know, if she can't afford it. And it hit her like, bro, she says, I had nobody to call. Like I had nobody to call up and be like, hey, can I like bust it down on your couch for a little bit while I figure myself out? Or is there a spare room? Nothing like that. And like that just hit me so hard because I live like 600 and some odd miles away from like any nearest family member. Myself, like I'm pretty much an island all on my own where I live right now, you know, besides my ex-husband being around. But like who's gonna call their ex, you know? Like I would if it was a dire need, but it's not happening like that, right? But like it hit me like, yo, if I were in trouble like right now, like at this moment, like say my car broke down or I found myself in an iffy situation, like there is nobody that I could just call and scoop me, like you know, like help me out real quick, get me out of a bind. And I was like, oh my God, like all this time, I guess I always knew I was alone, but I didn't know just how lonely, like if I were sick, like right now, who am I calling? You know, and a lot of us young adults are going through that right now, like are coming to that realization, like the scrolling's just not helping it. Like we need human connection. In coming to that realization, you know, that I've become quite a bit of a loner myself, you know, I started to try to think about things that I can do to change the circumstances of this, you know, because people are social animals, you know, like there are things that we can do to establish connections. We just have to be very proactive about it. I found this article off Google and I'm gonna name some things that I think could be very useful. And the article is, I'm reading off of a list right now. The article is How to Stop Being a Loner. So they have number 1, set social goals. So I think that that's a very intelligent thing to do. I am definitely like, when I was trying to think of different ways to make friends, I was like, you know something, I can start going out like by myself to happy hours. If you're comfortable with doing something like that, like happy hours around you. These are usually occasions in which other people who are by themselves go and sit at a bar, and start talking to the people around them, make small talk. I figured that would get me in the practice of just being social with people again, and like getting to know people, just being playful, asking questions, being interested in like other people's lives. Maybe like obviously you won't become like besties with everybody that you meet like all the time, but getting in the habit of talking and being friendly to people, it could help you feel even more fulfilled socially than you would think. Another tip that they have here is start small. So like I was thinking to myself, even at the gym, bro, like I notice people just mean mug each other so much. Like I'm starting to get into the habit, like, cause I was guilty of it too. I'm starting to get into the habit of like having like a decent, like a semi smile on my face to let people know that it's like okay to approach me. Or I'll like compliment people. Like if I see a girl's outfit is outfitting, I'm going to say, girl, like that's really cute. Where'd you get that? Or try to get somebody to help me with the machine, or ask them, a question about their routine if they look like they have the time. But so that's my idea of starting small. I wonder what your guys' ideas are. If you have any ideas for things like this, put them in the comments. It could be helpful to anybody else who's reading them. Another tip that they have here is mirror sociable people. Like we all know like social butterflies, and it says to like go ahead and take social cues from them. Start watching them and how they project their voice and how they have they have a confidence about them when they're approaching people. They have smile and make eye contact. In a conversation with new people, ask them questions. That's something that like we get scared to do because we don't want to seem like we're prying too much. But like ask questions and ask open-ended questions, things that'll fuel the conversation. Also, add input, like don't just let things die all the time. Let things die if it's comfortable enough, but like don't just, oh, okay, have something to add to things, make things interesting, and be interested. They have here too, ask other people for advice because it makes them feel valued and important. It makes people like you, if they feel like, oh, this person came to ask me for help, they must think I'm pretty cool, like I'm pretty knowledgeable, and it makes them feel flattered sometimes. So it goes back to the whole like gym thing that I gave you, where you could ask somebody like, hey, how do you use this machine? Or ask them about their routine. Or like if you're out at a happy hour, you could ask the bartender what they recommend, or ask people around you, like, hey, I've never been here before, what would you recommend? Or that looks really good, what is that? Like that type of thing. Or where are you from? Like ask questions, get conversations going. I'm saying this to y'all, I'm trying to hype myself up too, so. These last two tips are very important. So they have think positively about yourself. I can't name the number of times that I've looked at people who I was like, oh my gosh, they look so cool. Like I would love to like hang out with them. And then like I stopped myself thinking, why would they want to hang out with me? Like I might come off weird or like too needy or something like that. And then I just kind of psyched myself out from even approaching them before, So in those moments, if I just thought more positively about myself, like why wouldn't they like me? Like I'm freaking dope, like I would have gone and who knows, like made really good friends. So that's a very good tip. Like start like beefing yourself up more too, be your own best friend first before you go out making friends. Like why wouldn't they like me? Like if you're a really cool person, go out there and show people that you are cool. They might really appreciate you. So don't go talking yourself down before you even give yourself a chance to make like new friends. And then they have another one here that's invite potential friends to do something with you. So sometimes I go to hot yoga myself, and I'm gonna start like if I'm on a Facebook group. So if I'm going to hot yoga, one thing that I'm going to do is like say, hey, I'm going to hot yoga at this time. If other people are interested, maybe go ahead and sign up and I'll meet you there. So that's something that I'm gonna start doing. Or if you meet people like off the off chance in person and you wind up somehow getting their number, don't let that happen where you guys both got your number and you're like, yeah, let's chat sometime. Yeah, let's. And then you guys never ever contact each other ever again. That happens so often. like challenge yourself to text them like within that week and be like, hey, I was thinking I was gonna go do this. Would you like to come with me? You know, if you're interested. If they wind up not doing it, fine, try again. And if they flake again, then, you know, whatever, you did your best. But we need to get into the habit of inviting people to do things with us. So I thought this list was very, very good. You know, like when you find these people, how to find these people, and then like to build new connections with them. Like we gotta get this whole loneliness epidemic thing down, because like it is not boding well for our mental health, for our physical health, our emotional health. Like we are social beings. Like I said before, like our parents had a community, our parents' parents had a community, and we can't be the people that just like decide that we're gonna like we're safer at home and we're just not gonna go out there and try. You know, so get out there and try. I had to get out there and get used to talking to y'all through this camera, you know, but I gotta start putting this into practice with people. I wish you guys the very best in doing this. If you decide to implement any of these things, I wish you guys the best of luck. We can't be out here just getting sick and nobody cares. We can't be out here, you know, like just living life and not connecting with people. So get out there and try. I hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.